Hey everyone! A lot of people have been asking me to do a video to show you how to make these flowers. This is using the simply pressed clay that Stampin Up brought out this week in the new catalogue. And in this project I used the Petite Purse die. The stamped image is now retired, and these are the wings from the bird punch. This is one that a bouquet that I've started that I've just got to finish off putting into. I think I'm probably going to do a cone and some ribbon for this, but these are the real red ones that I've been working on lately. This is the simply pressed clay. This is how it comes in a resealable bag, a resealable pouch, and I've used quite a lot of mine out of this bag. You get a lot, probably double what I have left in here. Kind of cross between chewing gum and foam. It is a little sticky, but not really sticky. And what you can also purchase from Stampin' Up are these two molds. One has buttons and one has flowers. And what I found is helpful to do is to put the clay into the mold and then put them in the freezer for a few minutes, and then your flowers or your buttons will just pop out. Then you leave them to dry because they're still sticky. If you make a mess, then you just squish it again and pop it back into the mold and pop it back in the freezer. And then when you go to take it out, it should pop out. It won't pop out like this very easily because it's become sticky. I've worked it a little with my fingers and it becomes more sticky again. And so it's a little bit difficult to get it out. There you go. It's easier to put them in the freezer. So what I do is I like to colour my clay before I start rather than colour afterwards. I think it gives a more even colour, and then you can go back and you can sponge over to get darker highlights. So I've already started to colour this clay in Cameo Coral, and I just take my re-inker and I put ink along the middle of the clay, and then I fold and pull and fold and pull and work the colour into the clay. You can see how it's getting darker now. The only thing with this is that it does make your clay sticky, and again if you put it into the freezer for a few minutes it becomes more workable. There you go, it's gotten darker already. See how it takes up the colour? You've got a nice even colour rather than sponging it afterwards. And then if I have any left over, I just pop it into a Ziploc bag. I don't want to put it in with my my white clay because it'll stick and you'll never get them apart. So I just keep all my colours that are similar in one bag but separated. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make these flowers now. So I have several little pea-sized balls of clay, and I'm going to do it in white because I think that'll help with the contrast so you can see them. And the first one you need to start off with is a flattened oval. You need to kind of pull out an oval shape. And you squish it so that it's at the end, one edge is thinner than the rest, and then start rolling, and you just roll so the edge lines up all the way along the roll. It's quite difficult for me to do this into the camera, so this is how you start, and then just turn the petal out a little bit so you get this shape, and you've got a rosebud. And then to add on the rest of the petals, sorry, squeeze some ovals, and then you try and go in thirds and add it on, and it'll stick. You can add on to the bottom and then tease the top out, and then the next one. You get a thin edge, and then add this one on, again the next one. And the next one. You could probably fast forward because it's the same thing all the way through. Here in Texas, I found that I'm South Texas and I'm just outside Houston. The clay can get pretty sticky pretty quickly. So you do have to work quickly, and for the legs of the red roses, I did those one evening sitting in front of the television. You need to work fairly quickly or they'll get too sticky again because of the humidity. So I'm putting on the last petal. And then you can just push your rose in, and you have a lump on the bottom like this. You just give it a twirl and pull. It'll be quite stringy because you've worked the clay quite a lot. There's your rose. Now what I did is I just sat it up against a piece of clay like this until it dried a little, and then I snapped it off. And then as you go along, you just attach another flower and another flower and another flower onto one another. They stick because they're obviously still wet. They haven't dried out yet. Thanks very much for watching. I hope that's helped answer some of your questions.